sausage is made from pork butt.
We usually use the Boston butt cut. That seems to be the probably the best bang for the buck, you might say, as far as how much meat to waste, and it's always a pretty good price. We check for sales, try to get a good bargain on it. My first memories of Jarmer sausage, I really can't put a finger on that. It's just been a part of my life. I can't remember not being Jarmer sausage. It's always been a treat. I remember that much. It's always been a treat in my life. As far as the making of it, I've been involved since I've been in my teens, probably. I've always enjoyed sausage making day. That was always a big part of our life.
Well, I've been doing a lot of sausage ever since I was knee high, since we butchered all the time when I was little. We always butchered hogs, made a lot of sausage. Sausage out here, I like the sausage we make here. The recipe is really good. Everybody always raves about it. As far as doing all the work, it is a lot of work, but it's worth it.
Right over chocolate.
Hi. What you doing? Huh? What you doing? Oh, you're gonna get that kind of messy.
Are we gonna add a little frog to the sausage this year? Mm. Can you add some frog, AJ?
Is he that good all the time?
Yeah.
Oh boy, that's what you want, huh?
That last one's going to be a little
50
shy,
pounds of pork.
You got a doctor,
but I'm going to
Thunder,
have to break it down for 10.
thunder,
Who's
stomach,
gonna measure this ingredients? All of them.
Oh,
Mama drinks that too.
we ought to have Annette do that.
Huh?
We ought to have Annette do that, but she's in the car here.
I thought Frank could do it. I think he did it last year. This is AJ.
The meat looks really gross.
Got a pound, I suppose, or less, huh? Probably. We'll make it 10 pounds then. Yeah.
You don't really want anything to eat. You just
We have an old rag
Steak in it.
that I could use.
We've been using it. What I do with it.
Yeah.
It's in that fridge.
Listen to
from what I know on the sausage recipe, it came from the old store 100 years ago or whatever. That was the recipe they used whenever they got together and all the families were doing butchering together. And so as far as I know, it's a recipe that's been handed down for several generations. It's not our own personal recipe, it's kind of the community's recipe, and it's been handed down from generation to generation. I think there have been minor changes that other generations have made. One of the things that we do is we try to always use fresh ingredients. We, put fresh garlic in and that when we're making it. So I think that's part of what makes the difference in ours.
It is just the best. I mean, you can go to a supermarket and they'll have products there that say sausage, but what they really mean is about 90% fat. You will never see that with Jarmer sausage. I mean, it is a cut above anything else that's out there. And to just have my last name match the name of the sausage, it doesn't get any better than that. You can't be a Jarmer and not have some experience with the sausage. It defines us as a family, I think, to a large extent.
That blend of spices, you just don't find it anywhere else. I've had sausage at different communities in the area. It's just never the same as our own homemade sausage. Even the local Knights of Columbus make sausage just about like it, but it's just not the same. Start sneezing.
Me?
We're going to start sneezing.
Me?
Yeah.
Start moving.
Salt or saltpeter or something.
Yeah.
It feels really squishy and chunky. I liked when you smushed it. I liked when you smushed it. It just kind of squirted out.
Just set it back there by the door.
But the guy that does that measuring out of those spices is a pretty important part of the process. So.
Damn good job.
Well, how do I measure now?
Yeah.
Son of a...
Mostly pepper in them.
Once in a while, that guy catches a little devil. But.
All right, Jarmer Sausage. I'd have to say my first memories of Jarmer Sausage are probably about 5 or 6 years old. I'd always remember the packages thawed out in the sink in the house in Phillipsburg, and always remember counting the sausages and dividing it out by 4, and I was like, man, there's only 8 pieces, although sometimes there's that 5th piece in the one package, and I'm like, man, there's 9. Maybe I'll get 3 while everybody else gets 2. Always trying to remember, when Mom and Dad cooked it, how to, stick my fork in to get the 2 biggest ones out first, or, make sure I got the extra sausage in there. Just always remember loving it. Anytime I'd see that in the sink, whether it was, after practice and I didn't feel like eating, but if I'd see that set out, I'm like, oh man, I'm hungry now. I'm ready to eat. As far as making the sausage, I didn't exactly knew what went into it until, probably 5 or 6 years ago, and coming out here and seeing all the cousins again. We used to see each other, all the holidays and birthdays, and now we have families of our own and don't see each other as much. So now I like it as more of a time to come out here and shoot the bull with all of them and catch up and have our kids together. And now that my kids are where they are, and Jarrett wants, hey, Dad, do you have any of that sausage in the freezer? So, those are my memories of sausage. And now I hope that having, Jarrett out here and my other kids eating it, that, we'll continue to come out here and be able to share stories.
Boy, I remember being a kid and coming here sometimes pretty early in the morning and getting that crank going. It's gotten a little bit easier as I've gotten a little bigger. Now I'm getting older, so it's getting harder. But I tell you, just being able to see that goodness come out and to get a chance to taste it, taste the finished product, that's what Jarmer Sausage is all about.
My first memory of Jarmer Sausage, I recall watching the uncles make it, stuffing the sausage, and being really, really angry that they would not let me run the sausage stuffer, because they said it would get too tiring, too exhausting, and that it wasn't for kids.
First memories of Jarmer Sausage making was probably when I was 5 or 6 years old, coming here trying to turn the crank with my dad. He'd try to help me out because I couldn't do it.
When I finally did get to turn the crank, they were absolutely right, and I never wanted to do it again. I don't know why I came today to do it again.
First time I was able to turn it on my own was right about the time I moved to Heston, and I just thought it was the coolest thing in the world.
I can remember as a very young child when we butchered. I don't remember just specifically my earliest memory of sausage making. I don't know what that would be. I can remember the hog hanging in the shop and Dad or somebody scraping it and saving all the parts they use for all the different things they make out of a hog, and then sausage making was just a part of the bigger operation. I guess my real sausage making memories would be in my adult life. And 25 years ago or so, when we were doing this, I didn't really pay much attention to it, and I didn't get involved in it much. I didn't always show up when they made the sausage. I guess I didn't think about it being that important, and sausage wasn't a big part of my diet. So I just didn't pay that much attention to it. And then as time went on, I realized just what an important family time this is, and keeping up a family tradition. And oh, by the way, the sausage tastes so much better than any other kind on this earth. So for all those reasons, it was very important to get together and do this annually, and to bring the kids and the grandkids and have them experience the family time and the whole process. It's a dying art, making meats like this, and we don't want to let the recipe disappear or go by the wayside. And oh, by the way, we do all love the sausage. So it's just a bonding time and a fun time because everybody gets together and they talk and relive old memories and make jokes about everything and everybody in the family, and it's just a priceless time. And our sausage is priceless too.
I'm really thrilled that my kids have taken such an interest in sausage making. Abby and Justin both want to take their turns on the crank. Neither one of them can do it very well without some help, but it's fun to watch them try. And I'm sure that AJ will have to learn how to do it when he gets big enough too. And of course they all like eating it. I guess they wouldn't be Jarmer kids if they didn't like the sausage. So,
As far as the great-grandkids and grandkids getting involved, we try to get as many of them wrapped around or involved in it on sausage making day. So many of the families try to bring their kids and grandkids along. It's getting harder and harder, it seems like, to get everybody around, but we just don't want to let this tradition die. And it's just a very important part of our tradition.
Having my son here is very special. It really, what's the word I'm looking for? It enforces the family tradition. It really upholds how special this special recipe is, the secret recipe, and nobody else in the world makes it like Jarmers do.
Actually, for Josh, this is going to be his first time. But I think any little kid that gets a chance to see this is pretty amazed by it. I mean, it's not just the beauty of the sausage itself, but there's the science to it. There's all these simple machines coming together in this big 100-year-old sausage press. And you've got somebody working hard cranking at the top. You've got somebody twisting as it comes out at the bottom and stuffing it into the casings. What other family does that? You know? And when a kid sees that for the first time, like my kids have, you know, you can't help but look and just ask yourself, how does this all work? How does this all happen? And it's a pretty big thrill.
So you're in the right spot? In the right spot.
You gotta be cutting.
Yeah.
You want to crank?
Now be careful, that's greasy.
Do you use the scissors or what? Do you use the scissors for that?
I used a knife.
What do you use?
I used a knife last time.
Scissor? You want this one?
Just a knife.
I should have taken a picture of Tom this morning.
What's that? This is what I was telling you about. See how you crank that, then you'll probably turn that, what, 3 times? In time it takes to turn that once?
Either one cog.
But this was the rear end of the
Ratio out of a Model T or something?
Model A.
Model A?
Sausage is coming!
I think a Model T is what.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! You did.
Yeah,
That's
some of that
me.
It was getting
He
pretty
was like,
hard.
no, I did it.
they would cut up and set out.
I thought it was regurgitated.
We mix it in with the frosty stuff and we trim.
That's regurgitated. That's regurgitated.
That's what?
Regurgitated.
I used to have a really hard time with
Is
it.
that what that is?
Yeah.
I thought so.
You know,
Yeah, it's over here.
touch the whatever you're welding with
Needs feedback.
the welding glove, and it's kind of like striking a match. It makes an electrical arc, literally between the rod and the metal. And if you let the rod get too close, it'll raise to whatever it is.
That's perfect for doing it
I
well.
used to have that problem.
Would you open that door for me, John?
Okay, a Model A probably would have been a little more complicated than that.
Okay.
Need to get a children.
What are you doing here? I didn't see you here.
Just pulled in.
Good to see you here
Being held
yesterday.
up by a Cool Whip. What's
What are we doing?
Grandma had a Cool Whip container over here to put these casings in, and it disappeared.
I think
She said it used to be.
Elbow to
I told her she could get inside there and watch the sausage go out, but she didn't want to do it.
it only hurt for a little bit.
When did you
Did you
sneak
really
in?
do it? Did you say minutes ago? Well, we need to get some casings on there, and then we'll let you crank for a little while.
All right.
Yeah, you never know.
I thought maybe we'd have dueling stuffers here.
Yeah.
This is the
We should have all got
Was this free?
Well, for this first part, yeah.
I still
This
want
is Journey. Every time I see This is the way we wait a minute.
got some ways just some shots of the cranking it.
This is the way we wait a minute.
How many pounds is that?
No, not yet. Watch. It's getting pretty close.
Brett's never seen this. Brett!
Well, that doesn't look like 10
Brett!
minutes now. Is it coming out someplace else?
Did you put anything in?
Watch your fingers.
You haven't seen this before. This process.
Need some help?
Pushing air out of it at least.
There it comes.
There we
You
go.
did have
Two
neat
hands,
hair.
Abby.
See the sausage coming out down there?
Yay!
Let's use mulberry.
How about we let me take it over now, okay? Now get over here.
Go.
Take a
Go,
turn.
Josh.
Take a turn. Will you need the chair or not? No.
Good
You
job,
want to take
Abby.
off your coat, Josh?
But now, after
I'll hold your ice bag. You'll need 2 hands for that ice bag. Oh my. Let me hold your ice bag.
One arm.
Oh my, look at that.
I brought the guy from work one time to help make summer sausage. And that's pretty easy stuff because you can just go
back up, go backwards. That's enough.
He did one stuff and he was wore out. We had
You getting into this, AJ? Are you?
the rest. He did it all.
You
hard.
want to
I didn't know
turn
how to
too,
get his
don't
shoulder
you?
in it. I tried to explain that to him and stuff. Use your whole body because it's work.
You know, at work, drilling holes, you know, I drilled through some material.
I think AJ needs the flex his muscles over there.
Junior tax is really helpful. I guess you remember it, hey, I gotta get my taxes done.
So we didn't.
Turning the crank is really weird. It feels like you're trying to smash somebody's head inside of a tube and see how much of their brains you can get to stick out of it. And if you get as much as you can, you win.
Back it off. Crank it the other way.
Right.
Good Lord.
When he says stop, that means go backwards half a turn. Good question whether he ever really had any way.
See? Cool.
How long is it?
Good job.
I like making the Jarmer sausage because of the cranking, and it's really heavy at first, but then I kind of get used to doing it.
On the cranker and have
It's true.
the lightest
Nice
one.
big mouse.
They don't call you a grape mouth for nothing. He's got grapes in his mouth.
And why wouldn't he?
How many?
3 or 4.
That's well, that's not.
They were bursting from his orifice. Yeah, I saw that.
And Justin, go.
Everything you got, man. All your power, all your love, all your heart. Until we tell you not to.
Yeah.
But you're not ready for the crank.
Other families go like hunting and stuff. What's wrong? Huh?
Here we go.
Oh, crank back.
You want me to help you?
That's just about your size right there, Abby. Running the stuffer takes a lot of practice. I've done it for years. You just kind of get to know how full to keep your casings. You got to keep your casing full so it doesn't break. It's more feel. I mean, you can watch some other guys do it. I know Frank and I usually are the ones that seem like we run the casings. Most people don't want to mess with the casings after they know what they are, even though they eat them.
I don't know, I've never started the fire this way before. We've always had the torch and we just load it down the shop. Get it started with the torch. Once we get it started though, it won't matter. There's a hole in the bottom of that bucket for draft. We usually just load it up with wood and then take the torch and stick it up through the bottom. The old smoker is one that Grandpa made out of a 110-gallon barrel that's been in the family forever. I don't know when it was first made. I'm sure it's the only smoker my dad's ever used. It's still in good shape. It's not fallen apart yet. I just needed more volume. I made another smoker a year ago, used the old one as a pattern, and because it takes about 8 to 12 hours to smoke a batch of summer sausage, and I make enough of it that it took 2 or 3 days to do all our smoking. So with the new one, it's all out of handmade parts and pieces, and the only thing I bought were the rods that the meat hangs from in the top of the barrel. Everything else is just parts from other things that watching my dad and he watching his dad make stuff out of nothing is basically what I did with this barrel, where I took 2 barrels and sliced it, made a clover out of it, got 3 barrels volume out of 2 barrels, and now I can smoke about 200 pounds of summer sausage in one day where it used to take 4.
Grandpop, he's always been in charge of the smoking part of it. We use split mulberry wood for our smoke. It always has been the choice. I guess any hard fruit wood will make a good smoking wood, but we've always used mulberry because there's plenty of it around. Don't have any trouble getting it. I just think it adds a lot to the old down home flavor of the whole work. So.
And if it touches the bottom, we'll just link it over again.
Oh, okay. Watch out, bud.
Bring back.
Hell, you ought to be doing this. I was just going to try and help you.
I think we'll get it done.
That's what I'm talking about. Don't want to start?
We can always shove them together. There's a space. Okay, that's what's in there.
The really cool thing about getting together to make sausage is when the first batch or the first tub of sausage comes inside from the smoker, and it goes right into the skillet, and we get to taste the fruits of our labors, or the sausage of our labors, right then and there. That's always a very gratifying experience.
So, as a result,
Oh, he probably did.
But
Yeah,
sometimes
we'll gather
Jenny
around
gets
and
involved.
we'll
It's
pray.
pretty fun because she's
Ready to pray.
Okay. In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, amen.
Bless us, O Lord, and these thy gifts which we are about to receive from thy bounty. Bless our Lord, amen. Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, amen.
God bless our whole
Notre Dame.
family.
pretty much, yeah. Yeah. Well, I still ran the stuff where there was just nothing in it. It is.
This is as good as it gets right here.
That enough? Okay.
Really good. Nice. That was one night.
Different ways that people have of looking at
I don't know. It has becoming less and less. I don't want to say fun. Like the part of it has become like more and more like verse. Like wow, I can almost be. So I'm like, I'd just rather go and hang out at nobody's house. To be honest with you.
Which we were very comfortable, and it was very relaxing.
You love them guts, do you?
And even failed back surgery.
It always tastes good. The taste of Jarmer sausage is really, really good. And it's like the best sausage I've ever had.
And ask, was Homewood Suites where you stayed? That's where Tom's meeting is at this afternoon.
Nice place.
They must have some meeting rooms
Yes,
in there
they do.
and stuff.
Is it all smoked?
All
I think
smoked.
so.
All done.
All of it?
We quit.
Don't say, Marcia, put some what you want.
I went to school the next
Well,
day.
so 4 in a
All the money I
bag.
had in my hand to pay for the window.
Somebody bring the
I said, oh, it was an
marker
accident.
along.
Don't worry about it.
Somebody bring. Or did Tom have that?
The girls end up doing most of the bagging, and if you don't show up to make sausage, you probably get the runts of the sausage making.
Not working now, Grandpa.
What?
Got the light up upstairs working now.
You?
She's working.
Oh.
The light upstairs is working.
Okay.
Well, this is my first Jarmer Sausage Fest. It's quite an ordeal. Quite a few people showed up, and it's just neat how everybody just kind of works together. You got the men doing all the grinding and all the work, and the girls just have to do the cooking. So, lots of good eat, good sausage. Compared to Matt's, boy, I wish we had more help at home, but all the results are good.
I was a senior in college, and I had finally moved into a place where I had a freezer so that I could store it. And I remember, I think it was over Christmas, that just before I left, Mom and Dad gave me a styrofoam cooler, and it had about 5 pounds worth of Jarmer sausage. And I knew then that I had made it. You know, I wasn't a kid anymore. I was worthy of my own sausage, and that just meant the world to me. I had 5 roommates at the time, and when I fried up my first batch of the sausage that I had, it didn't take long before all 5 of them were in the kitchen wondering what this was all about. And needless to say, I had to get another couple of packages out of the freezer so that everybody could have some. Because if nothing else, Jarmer sausage is all about being generous. When you have something this good, your first instinct is to want to be greedy with it and keep it to yourself. But the world needs to taste this. So I shared it with all of my roommates, and they loved it. They knew that it was top-notch. And to this day, when I get a chance to see them, they come up to me and say, you know, if you get a chance to get a little bit more of that sausage, you know, just, you know, let us know. And don't know if it'll ever happen, if we'll ever hook up again over sausage, but it really meant something. Everybody that tastes it, it means something. They remember it.
62 years ago when we started all this.
62 years
You
ago.
get up early in the morning and put on the hot water to
Are you
scald
taking
the chicken, or
picture
scald
of all of that? Well, good.
the pigs.
That's right.
Lots of work. Lots of work.
We do that at least once time a year.
We
One time a
rendered
year.
lard, we cut up all that meat and made sausage, cleaned the casings. But now it's more fun than, it's a picnic now compared to what we did.
Well, we have a lot
It's
of
fun to
people
have everybody together
come
do
in
this.
and help us. So
We get to sit back and watch now while the kids do the work. The first batch of sausage goes into 3 skillets we fixed today. And fried sausage, the girls helped with that. We had potatoes, oven potatoes. We had corn, we had several salads. Everybody brought something.
Everybody took
A
some
lot of
along again
desserts.
too. Yeah.
Everybody pitched in and helped, and
Yeah,
it just turned out real well. The little boys seemed to take an interest in what was going on. They watched the smoking of the meat.
yeah, they really took good care of everything. I thought it was going to be a whole afternoon of smoking. Before the afternoon arrived, that they were finished. They were hauling us stuff back up, which didn't make me mad.
He's glad to sit back now and let the kids do the work. And they all know what to do, how to go about it.
Yeah, they did a good job. I'll be looking forward to one next year.
Yeah.
Now, do you want me to look straight at the camera off to the side?
You know
I'm
what?
talking
I
to
think
the- okay.
to this direction.
Gotcha.
Probably about right. Yep, right there. Talk about what it's like to make the sausage.
What it's like to make the sausage is,
Have you ever had a batch not turn out very good?
Yeah, I've had
Okay.
a batch that didn't turn out very good a time or two.
How many can you eat? Can you eat a lot of it?
yes.
How often do you like to eat it?
Every time I get the chance.
Actually, that's too high. That's like too philosophical. Yeah, right there.
Okay.
I like making the sausage because,
Tell me about how to make sausage.
You kind of, when you first start doing it,
Hold on. Start that one over again. That's all that screaming is going to get on there.
You know, you're gonna have to give me some time to work on this a little bit.
What's the sausage made from? Can you tell me what it's made from?
Sausage noodles?
Say sausage is made from...
Sausage dough?
Can you say the whole sentence? Say sausage is made from, and then tell me what it's made from. Look at the giraffe.
Sausage is made from sausage dough.
where was it? Oh, the sausage, making the sausage link.
Trying to think about a specific story on that.
What do you like about coming to St. Leo? Is there anything you can say about St. Leo that's really neat?
It's quiet town.
Can you talk about... Tell me what you know about pork butts. What kind of meat do we use to make the sausage? Say
Pork shoulder?
pork shoulder. Can you tell me, say the whole sentence though. Say, did you have roommates at the time?
I did.
Okay, so did you cook that up for your roommates?
I did, and it was Oh.
Lead into it so that I can cut the question out.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to say about sausage?
No.
Sausage dough? And
Any other thoughts?
No.
Okay.
Other than that, it's a good time. Get together, drink some beer.
Enjoy the sausage.